Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Dave, and on this video I'm going to go ahead and cover the Lego investment side of the channel, and I'm really excited to be able to share with all of you some of the stuff that we're going to go over in today's video. We are going to be covering something that I've been talking about for a very long time. It has been weeks, it probably honestly has been months at this point, but we are going to go through and pick out some inventory that we're going to be sending to Amazon as a part of the FBA program. So I'm going to share with you a couple different ways that I am going to identify which sets to send versus which ones I'm going to keep on the shelves. So I've got 3 different vessels that I'm going to use to select which sets to send. We're going to go ahead and go through each of those 3 different ways that I'm going to do it so that we can create hopefully a very large pile that we can send into Amazon so that we can start getting a little bit more cash flow to handle some other exciting stuff going on the channel. Before I jump right into things and we start pulling these sets, I do want to ask, if you haven't already, please click on that like button below. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are nearly at 1,400 subscribers at this point. Really excited at the channel growth that we've been seeing this year. I'm excited to be sharing this time with all of you. So, let's go ahead and get into our Amazon shopping list. So the first way in which we are going to find additional sets to send into Amazon is by checking our restock inventory selection within the Amazon FBA interface. So this is the Amazon, I guess Seller Central is what they call it. You can get here by going, I get there by going to my IPI rating. I click on it, and then when it goes to, I think, your health tab or something, there is a restock inventory. And it comes up with the list of all the listings that you've added to FBA that it thinks you could use additional inventory because of the demand. Now, I've gone through and deleted or removed a bunch of those listings for items that I know I don't have to replenish because I don't have constant stock coming into these things. They're retired sets. And so what we have here on the screen that might be a little bit small, but hopefully you can see. Let me see. I'm going to try and zoom this in a little bit here. There we go. So zoomed in a little bit so that hopefully you can see better. We do have a few different sets that when I was going through, I knew I had additional inventory of. So these are going to be the first items to pull because they are the easiest items to list. All I do is I create shipping plans for these items. I'll go over that in the next episode, but I'm going to pull these off the shelf. I'm going to create a shipper for them and send them in. I don't even have to add them as a new listing to my FBA account. So this is the first way. It's probably the easiest way to identify items. It has what my old sale price was. I would say it's probably worth, and let's go through one example of that. So you can see here there's this Creator 3-in-1 Daredevil stunt plane. Last time I sold it for $39.99. So let's go ahead and click on the link, and we will see that right now it is on FBA for $36.95, which is probably pretty close to the value. If I go down here and check this, we can see that we've got as low as $34.99 non-FBA. The FBA ones are $36.95, another $36.95, $36.99. So we've got actually, I don't want to say quite a few, but we do have a few different sellers in that 36 to 38 type range. That being said, it did move pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as one of those items that I pull. We'll spot check one last one real quick. This Battle of Atlantis, because I know I have a larger inventory. $24.99. Currently on FBA. There is actually nothing on Amazon FBA. So this one's going to be a great one. I should be able to get $24.99 for it after shipping it in. So my next step is to go and pull these sets and get them set aside so that they can go in. I'm going to do that, but when I come back, we're going to go ahead and explore option number 2 for finding inventory to send in. Now that we're done pulling our restocked inventory method, I'm going to share with you method number 2. So as you can see, I am sharing with you Brickstock, which is the program that I use not only to part out my sets, but also to track my inventory found on the shelves behind me. And this is going to be the second method, in essence, that you can use, or that I am going to use, to try and identify a few different sets that may be some really good returns. So I've pulled up a file. I have all my Brickstock stuff, or all my inventory stuff, sorted into separate files based on the shelf that it's on. Super easy to move stuff between shelves. I will show you that as well. I have pulled up shelf 1. Shelf 1 is the shelf right behind me. This is the one that contains my Friends sets, my Duplo sets, my Disney sets. There's probably a few more things on that shelf as well, but this is all the Lego inventory that's on that shelf. I use the remark column to track the cost for each individual set that I've purchased. I use a weighted average, so as I purchase more sets, I basically go back and recalculate what my average cost per set is and use that as my cost basis, my average cost basis, I think is what they call it. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to sort to see what the most expensive sets are and compare that to the remark. So one of the nice things about Brickstock is that you can simply hit Control A and Control G, so you select everything and you can set it to the Bricklink price guide. And in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the current inventory average as a way to kind of just gauge, like, are there a higher demand, or is the current pricing for this set high enough that it's worth me looking at Amazon FBA to see if there's something comparable. So I can see here I've got the Amusement Pier. That's a pretty new set that I picked up. It does have almost a 2x value, but that's not exactly what we're looking for. We're going to scroll down. We've got Arendelle Castle Village. This one's not too bad. This is getting pretty close to the 2x factor. Keep in mind the Bricklink prices in general are going to be less than the Amazon price. So this one might be a good candidate to look up. I also do know that it is an older set. And I feel like there used to be a way to see that over here as well, but that's not jumping out at me at the moment. Let's keep going down the list. I'm going to skip the Steam Train. That's a larger set. We've got Buzz and Woody's Carnival Mania. I think we're getting closer. This looks like a great candidate. So here we have Aladdin and Jasmine's Palace Adventure. So we've got popular Disney theme. We've got a set that I spent about $15 on when I got them on clearance. We've got a Bricklink price of $45.22. So I could technically post this directly on Bricklink. If I also wanted to see this set, I could say, well, how is it sold over the last 6 months? And I can see that the average over the last 6 months on Bricklink alone is $43, which gives me some information to say, I want to make sure that if I'm going to sell this on Amazon FBA, that the particular price that I'm getting ends up returning at least $43 after my FBA fees, or thereabouts. Technically on Bricklink, I'm going to have a 5% fee. But this is the second method that I can use and have used to find sets. So just to finish off this thought, I went ahead and I've pulled up that particular set. Again, $43 on Bricklink. You can see here that I have pulled it up on Amazon, and it is currently listed at $79. And this is FBA, but there is only one left in stock. There are new and used 16 of them available in total, which tells me that this is going to be a great candidate to pull down. So this is going to be the next set that I'm going to go ahead and add to the pile. We're going to wrap things up by showing you method number 3, which I kind of enjoy doing, but it is more cumbersome. Let's get into that. So the last of the three methods that I use to find the sets that I'm going to send into FBA is by using the Amazon Seller app. And this is probably the most fun of the methods because I get to feel like I'm going to the store and I'm shopping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull up the app, and there's a little camera icon in the upper right hand corner. I'm going to click that, and we're going to come over here and we're going to look at this Riddler set here to start. And so I am going to scan that. You just scan the barcode, up it comes, and I know that this Riddler set I spent $17 on. Don't tell me how I know, I just know because I think of numbers way too often. What you can see is that I've pulled it up on the phone here. You should see a picture above, but this particular item is currently selling on Amazon FBA for $45. It tells me that I've got $11.70 of fees, which means my net profit will end up being $33.30. And so if I took the 17 out of there, I'm making about $16.70 or $16.30 of profit on that item. So that's going to be a good one to pull. Let's go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and click the scan button here. We've got this Battle of Asgard set. We're going to give this a quick test. And this one here, I want to say I spent it was $30 or $28, somewhere in that ballpark. Again, numbers, fun. But when I pull this up here, currently on Amazon FBA, it is selling for $84.99 with $18.43 of fees, meaning that net proceeds are going to be $66.56. If I take, even if I said it was a $30 set, if I took that out of there, there's going to be $36 of profit after all of my costs and expenses have been covered. We're going to go ahead and scan one last set. We will give this Menace of Mysterio Spider-Man set. This is a newer set. And so I spent, I think it was $15 or $20 on this one. And if I pull it up, what I can see is that currently on Amazon FBA, it is selling for $36.99. Not too bad for a new set. However, it does have $10.50 of fees, which pulls the net proceeds down to $26.49. So if I were to take my $15 to $20 of cost out of this item, that's only going to leave me with maybe $5 or $10. And so this is not a set that I'm going to pull down. I am going to grab that Riddler. I'm going to grab the Battle of Asgard. And I'm going to continue shopping and see what else I can come up with. So that is the third and final method that I use to decide which items to pull from my inventory to ship into Amazon FBA. I'm going to keep going through this because I have a very small pile down here and I need to make it into a very large pile to make it worth sending in. I hope that you enjoyed seeing my process for selecting my sets. I will hopefully in next week's video show you what I do to take my big pile and prep it and package it to be shipped in. That's the next step of the process. So hopefully I will see you all next week so that we can continue this adventure together. Thank you all so much for stopping in. I will see you in the next video. Bye.